Hello, I'm Liselle Sambury. I'm a traditionally published author and welcome back to my channel. Today is another tier ranking video. I did one of these like quite a while ago that I'll link over here where I tier ranked some famous writing advice or writing advice from famous authors or famous writers because some were poets. Yes, I think that was more what it was. But anyway, today I thought I would tier rank writer habits and like parts of writer routines. So I went on Instagram and I asked a bunch of people to share like the most important part of their writing routine, and I also thought of some things myself, and I thought it would be fun to tier rank them. I will link below. I actually have this tier ranker template. I've made it public. So if you want to like make a video tier ranking your own, you can definitely do that. I think it's kind of fun because, you know, every individual writer is going to have their own style and things that they like to do and things that they don't like to do. And so, you know, you're going to get very different responses from different people. So I think that would be really fun and cool to see. So part one, so in this video, I'm going to be doing the tier ranking, but part two, next week, I'm going to be doing a writing vlog and where I'm going to randomly select 5 of these habits, and I'm going to write like a day doing them. So I think that's kind of like a fun second part to that. So look forward to that video next week. And if you don't want to miss it, you should subscribe so that you can get that little notification when it comes up. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go into the ranking. Okay, let's do this ranking. I have my laptop here. The ranking is kind of interesting because the colors make it seem like the one on top is bad and the one on bottom is good, but like that's not really how I set it up. But anyway, so the personal ranking scale I've done, of course, if you do this, you could change the ranking scale to whatever you want, but I just decided to do it this way. The top being I'm that bitch. The second from the top being down for it. So like, well, you know, let's explain these. So I'm that bitch, meaning, yeah, that's me. That truly, this, whatever I'm putting there truly represents me 100%. That is a writer habit or part of my routine that I really enjoy. The second below it is down for it. So like, yeah, I could do it. I wouldn't like link it to a personality trait or any, but like I do it. I'm cool with it. The middle is just meh, cause you know, take it or leave it. One down from that, have a little lol no. So yeah, just no. And then the last one is could die and I wouldn't notice. So absolutely not part of my writing routine, not something I like. So that's what the ranking is. I've made these little icons. I did painstakingly find these icons and like I pulled them into Adobe Illustrator and I color coded them to be the cute little pink that I use on my YouTube stuff. So like I spent some time on this. I did spend some time on this because with the tier maker thing, I just think it looks cuter if you like actually have like a little icon versus if you have nothing. So that's why I put that there. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, starting with early riser. So people who write very early in the morning. And this really used to be me. Like this really used to be how I did when I worked full time. I would always, you know, get up really early so that I could write before work. So it really used to be my style, but now, you know, I'm rolling out of bed whenever, like, if I can like if I can get to the computer to write by 9, I'm like, big win these days. So I'm gonna do a lol no, because like, I do like when I wake up early and write, and like if I was doing something like I was on vacation or like I had a deadline and I had a lot of projects to work on at once, like I would definitely be more strict about waking up. I don't think I would wake up super duper early, but I do think that there's a lot of great productivity in that. So like, I'm gonna go with a lol no. Night owl writing. I really don't like writing in the evening. I don't like writing in the evening. The only reason I'll write at night is like because I'm participating in somebody's writing sprints or something, and then I'll do it. But like usually I've like written during the day and then I'm just writing extra at night. So I'm tempted to put in could die and I wouldn't notice, but I'm gonna do a lol no because what happened? Sorry, I just realized that the white background went away. I think I designed it on a transparent background and then I didn't think to save it in a white. So sorry, it's gonna do that, but that's fine. I think it still looks good. The next one I have on here is Coffee Addict. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in could die and I wouldn't notice. I don't drink coffee. I don't really care about coffee. I have to put so much sugar in coffee to enjoy it. And I just like the way that people are like, oh yeah, I can't like do anything until I've like had my coffee, or like, you know, I'm getting like headaches and like shakes and shit because you haven't had coffee yet. And I'm like, I don't want to put myself through that. Like, that just seems like a lot when I could just not drink it. So yeah, no coffee. Because I have the tea lover one here right away, I'm just going to pull that. No, that was incorrect. Here we go. I'm that bitch. Yeah. Tea all the way. I put too much sugar in my tea, but I'm still a tea girl, so I'm gonna leave it there. Playlist making. I actually really like making playlists for my books. Like, I didn't used to be like this, but I started doing it and I find it to be really, really helpful in helping me set the tone for my books. Like, I found that Hosier's song, it's called Shrike. That's where I got the title Butcher Birds from, though it has now changed. Again, it is still a secret, but that is like, I listened to that song and it just like, it was so good. It was the vibes. It like really like pulled me into the atmosphere that I wanted for the story, and it ended up being so useful to me. And I would like repetitively listen to that playlist before I went to draft, and it really helped me get into the mindset of the story. And so I think like playlists can be really good for that. So that's gonna go in I'm that bitch, because yeah, I love to make a playlist. But listening to music while I write, something completely different. And I'm gonna put that in could die and I wouldn't notice. I can't. I need to write in complete silence. And so I feel like this is the thing of like when writers will like go to coffee shops and stuff like that. I actually really prefer to write at home or in some sort of enclosed environment that's going to be quiet, because sounds and things like that are really just distracting and I have to work extra with my brain to block out the sound. So I couldn't listen to music while I wrote. I just like could not do it. And so next we have, I'm just going to pull out Write in Silence, because I already basically talked about it. Yeah, I'm that bitch. I want to write in silence. I want to be quiet. Does it feel a little serial killer like to be like, yep, gotta write in complete and utter silence? It does, but it's just the way it works. Like, background noise of like people chatting or things like that isn't so bad, but like I can never listen to music and write. It would just really be so distracting. Next one is aesthetic making. So making little aesthetics for your books and the stories you're working on. I do like doing these sometimes. I don't always do this. When I usually make aesthetics, it's because I'm showing it somewhere, like I want to talk about the book and I don't have a visual because I don't have a cover yet. And so then I'll make a little aesthetic so that I have something to show off for the book. And sometimes I get really into the aesthetic making and I really love it. And I'm like, this is the best. They're going to do this for every book. And sometimes I like couldn't care less to make an aesthetic. Thanks, Bobo. Came and went, made noise. Anyway, so I'm going to put aesthetic making in like, I'm going to put it in down for it. I'm down for, I like making the aesthetic. I don't do it super often. I think I used to do it a lot more often when like on Twitter, there used to be that thing where everybody made aesthetics on like Tuesday or Thursday or Wednesday or whatever day it was. That's when I was a lot more into it. The next one is journaling, because somebody mentioned that, you know, journaling is like part of their writing routine or their writing process. I do have a writing journal. So like, if you want to see my, like, any of my bullet journal videos, I'll link the playlist up above here. And so I use those. I've been using it to like track days that I work on certain projects so that I can look back at it later. And I think that's really fun. I've been writing down like, you know, monthly wins, which is to do with my books so that I can look back on that. Excuse me, sorry. I have a reflections section. I also have a section to talk about my, you know, my project goals, things like that. So I actually like, I'm now more into journaling. I don't use the journal like hardcore for my writing. So I'm not like always in it all the time, but I do like tracking things on it. So I feel like, I'm going to put it in down for it because I don't feel like it's like a personality trait. Like I don't feel like I'm so intense about it. And so I feel like down for it is like a good spot. And the next one is Pomodoro. And maybe this will be controversial. I'm going to put, so Pomodoro method, if you don't know, it's where you like, you write for like, let me not get this wrong. I might be getting this wrong. But it's basically like you write for like 25 minutes and then you have a 5-minute break and then you write for 25 minutes again and then you have a 5-minute break. I think sometimes maybe the 25 minutes might be 20 minutes, but you're also timing your breaks. And so I'm going to put Pomodoro in Kodine. I wouldn't notice. I don't like it. I don't like having a timed break like that. That's so short. Like to me, 5 minutes is not a long time to have a break after 25 minutes of work. And so if I'm going to do sprints, like that's not how long I want my break to be. Like that's really painful. It's too short. And 25 minutes for me is like too long to do a sprint anyway. But on that note, we have our little sprints for life one here, and I would put that in, oh gosh, you know what? I relied a lot more on sprints last year. And then these days when I've been drafting, I just like sit down and I work. Then I just work continuously. So I feel like I'm going to put sprints in down for it because I like sprints. I like doing shorter sprints. So I like doing 10-minute sprints or 20-minute sprints and then having like at minimum like a 10-minute break or an untimed break or something like that to really give myself time to recharge, because like 5 minutes is really not enough for me. But I don't rely on sprints as much as I used to, which I'm just going to jump to because I know it's it's the next one. There you go. Write continuously. I'm going to put that in I'm That Bitch, because that is really how I've been operating lately. Like I sit down to write, I have a certain amount of words that I need to get done, and I just sit there and I write continuously and I work on it. So sometimes I'll do like half of the word count in like the morning, and then I'll take a break for the afternoon, and then I'll do the other half of the word count. But I don't really do sprints anymore. Like I like doing sprints. I just like don't end up relying on them anymore because I think I've just gotten used to writing quickly and efficiently. And so I don't need the sprints as much to help me like keep pace and to help me be like, okay, let's like get this down quickly. I've just kind of gotten used to doing that pace since I started. So sprints are really good about getting me into that habit. And then I think now that I'm in the habit, like I don't want to be interrupted by the end of a sprint. I just want to keep writing until I'm ready to stop. So there's that. Handwriting right away could die and I wouldn't notice. Never. I'm such a tech person. Like I don't enjoy writing things down for stories by hand. It just like, it frustrates me because then ultimately I have to translate it to the computer, and it just feels like doing double work. So I've got to write it down by hand, then I got to like translate that to the computer, and it's just like, it's so much more work. Whereas I'm like, why wouldn't I just go straight to my notes app or my word processor or what have you and just put it in there straight, and then I don't have to worry about it. And that just works way better for me. Like, power to people that handwrite, but I just like, it's really not my interest, and I have a bad habit of losing paper. But I think even if I like had a journal and I handwrote in the journal, like, it's just the idea of having to translate all of that to the computer anyway that just makes me think I would just rather write it in the computer the first time. So that's where this little typing, I'm gonna skip to this typing one and put the typing in. I'm that bitch. Yep. Type every day, all the time. Dictation. Dictation is hard because I haven't really like ever given dictation like a fair shake. Like, I've used dictation before when I was making notes for a story idea I had, and I had a lot of thoughts, so I figured I would just like try dictation on the notes app, and I did that so that I could kind of just like go forward with it. But I've never actually used dictation for drafting, which I know Michelle Schusterman, who's like channel like below, I know she does. She's done a bunch of dictation before. If you're interested in like hearing from someone that's done that before, but it's really like, it's not for me. I don't know. I don't like having to say period, but I also am aware that I haven't really given it a try. So I'm going to put dictation in a meh because I haven't really given it a shot. So I don't want to like say, and it's also not something I'm like vehemently opposed to. Like, I think I would try it one day, but so yeah, I'm going to put it in there. The next one we have is plotting. And if you've been on my channel in any capacity, you know, I am that bitch. I am the plotting bitch. Like, whenever I do like interviews and things and I talk about writing Blood Like Magic, which like I thought I plotted it, but I did not really plot it. It was really, I was essentially discovery writing most of it. And it was great at the time. But then when I had to revise it, it was terrible. And I don't envy that experience. My book writing experiences have been so much smoother going forward once I realized that I could plot and have structure and go into that with it. So it's not that I don't like the process of discovery writing. I just think plotting works better for me. When I plot, I write faster for one, and I have to do less revisions for two. And I think the plotting process is actually really fun. Like, I really like being able to come up with all my ideas and put them together and like decide how things are going to go and how to fix them. Like, that's like a fun process for me. So I'm very happy to do that. Discovery writing. I'm gonna say lol no, because there are some parts that are just discovery written. Like, I'll plot out what's gonna happen in a scene, but like, I don't know the exact dialogue, or like, I don't know what exactly is gonna happen. And sometimes I'll change things, like something in the moment will feel better than what I plotted out, and I'll change it and I'll do that. So I do some discovery writing. You know what, maybe I'll put it down for it, because I do think I do a mixture of that in my process. And it's not like I'm opposed to discovery writing. I just find that for me, the process goes better when I plot. So there's that one. The next one is active breaks. So people that take breaks to go for a walk or go for a run or things like that. I'm not going to pretend that I'm an active queen in any sense of the word. This is why I got a walking desk and things like that, so that I would move my body regularly. So I'm gonna put like an active break. I don't usually take active breaks. Like, usually if I'm gonna be active, like, I'm done writing for the day. So I'm just gonna put it in lol no, because I don't have strong feelings against it. I just like don't do it. And then chill breaks. Absolutely. I'm that bitch. I take a chill break. I watch a show. I play on my phone. I read. Like, those are the sorts of breaks I take. I thought about calling this passive breaks, but then that seemed to have like a negative connotation. because I don't know, it just felt weird. So I decided chill breaks was like a better way to phrase that. Or no breaks. So I really used to be a no breaks person. Like I used to be really ridiculous, but like for me, when I'm writing in general, sometimes I like to take no breaks. Like sometimes I want to just sit down and do my whole work and finish. Like I did that. I was doing some edits on Butcherbirds, my line edits. And on the last day, I just wanted to power through and do all the edits in one go. I didn't want to take a break. So like, sometimes I do like to do that. So I'm down for it. I'm down for no breaks. Of course, the little thing is like white inside, but anyway, I'm not going to get too upset about it. You aren't here for my design skills. So, by the way, I didn't make the actual icons that are on here. Like I took icons that were already created and I changed the colors. And in some cases, like in this one, I had the little timer thing and then I put this little cross across it. Anyway, the next one is to lock your phone. So locking your phone so that you can have no distractions, or like people that use the Forest app or like any other applications to stop you from being able to use your phone. So not silencing your phone, something that actually prevents you from being able to use your phone while you're writing. And for this, I'm going to go to could die and I wouldn't notice. I'm just one of those people where I just like, I don't really need to do that. I just won't do it. So, I don't need to lock my phone. I do put it on do not disturb so it doesn't like vibrate and bother me all the time. But I don't like prevent myself from being able to look over at my phone and pick it up and look at it. That's just the way that I work. Like more power to you if you want to lock your phone and you need to do that to make sure you'll actually focus. Because I know some people need to do that. I've just not been like that. And I find that if I'm looking at my phone, I probably want a break. And so at that point, I just kind of give myself a break. So that's just me. The next one is candles and ambiance. So, you know, setting up a certain ambiance for you to be able to work. And for this, I'm just gonna put it in lol no, because I just don't do it. Like I never like candles. I never like, you know, change my lighting in my room or anything like that. Like I guess like I decorate my office, but I'm not doing anything to prep for a writing session. I just like go and do it, whether I'm standing or walking or sitting down or however way that I'm writing. I just like do it. I don't know. I guess I'm not a candles person to begin with, so I just never feel the need for ambiance while I write. So I just like sit and do it in a very boring way. So that's me. And the last one, or the last couple here, because they really go together, is reading over your work versus never going back. So by this, I mean like when you start a writing session, there are people who will go back and read over what they've done before or read over their work versus people that just never go back and continue for it. So reading over work, I'm going to put it in meh. I'm going to put it in meh because it's not like I never do this. I will go back if, for example, I left a writing session and I was thinking about something that I really wanted to change. Then when I come into the writing session, I'll go back and I'll fix that thing really quickly and then I'll continue on to my work. So I do this sometimes, but I don't like to do it and I would prefer to avoid doing it because I just want to like continue on. Like I don't want to be going backwards and spending time doing other things. I just want to like get it done. And so never go back is really, yeah, like I'm that bitch. I like to not go back, especially when I'm drafting, especially when I'm drafting. I don't want to be going back and looking at things. I just want to draft forward and I want to finish it. And when I'm revising, you know, I have a revision plan in place. So when I'm revising is when I'm more likely to go back because I've like thought of something and I was like, oh, I should actually change that in hindsight. And then I'll go back and I'll fix it. But I don't like doing that. I find it very annoying. I find it very frustrating. I had to do that a few times with my line edits for Butcherbirds because I'd be laying in bed and I'd think, you know what? I don't like that I said this line, or I think that people might misinterpret this line as being like this, so I should go back and I should do this, or, you know, just like things like that where I'll be sitting around and I'll think about it out of the blue, and then I have to like, you know, I go into the document and I'm ready to do today's work, and then I gotta scroll back and I gotta fix something that I've already gotten past. And like, I don't like it. I hate doing that. So anyway, so that is the end of this. That's it for this tier ranking video. Like I said, I'll have a link below if you want to do your own video with this tier ranking of like different writer habits, things like that. I just find it's kind of like interesting to see what sorts of things that people really like incorporate and love having in their writing routines, and like things that people actually like hate having in their writing routines, because it's really like you can have multiple people that can like produce like awesome books and have completely different methods for doing it. And I just think that's kind of like fun to think about and to realize and all of that. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And you'll want to subscribe because you'll want to see that writing vlog where I randomize these, because now you've seen which ones I like and which ones I hate. So I'm going to completely randomize it and do a writing routine for the day using those randomized habits. So you can check that out next week. And of course, if you're watching this video in the far future and I've already done that video, I'll have it linked over here for you to watch. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye!